Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Okay, let me see who was here first. Lydia Washington, Marcia Ware, Yellow Rose T. Let's see, Gwendolyn Daniels, Black Queen, and Yulibi Nunez Diodario, rather. Thank you. BZ23, B. Martrim, Teresa McDougall, hi. Margaret Rowland, Fancy. Compton Cali girl wants to say hi to a few people. Alrighty. And what? What is this? What is this I'm looking at? Should I click on that? Okay, so first let me highlight that. I got to open up another channel because I want to see what I'm clicking on. Okay. Um, I'm almost afraid for some reason. Mm, I am remotely afraid. Oh no, what happened to it? Now I don't see it. Hmm. Okay. If you can put that back up there again, because otherwise I cannot find it on the new channel I just opened. Um, yes, I don't see it. Hmm. It's weird. Oh well. Okay. And oh, you know what? Let me close a couple of these screens before I slow my computer down. I got too much stuff open. Okay. Close that one. And I'll keep this and close that. All right. Yeah. No worries. I had too many things open at one time. All right. Okay. All right. And the beat goes on. Uh, Danielle Musella, rather. Thank you so much for being here. Joy Amore. Oh, okay. Is that what that was? That was Anita Live? Okay. Yeah, she came on a couple times earlier. And then just when I was trying to figure out what was going on, then she disappeared. So I guess she was having some technical difficulties, but she'll get there. If you guys remember when I first went live, I was trying to figure out how it worked. And the first time and the second time that I was curious, I had actually, well, I had accidentally gone live, and I'm like, "Can you guys hear me?" And all of a sudden, I'm looking, and there were people in the comments. I didn't know what was going on. I I wasn't sure I was live. That was so funny. But anyway, it took me a while to sort things out, and I can remember like, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. That was from yesterday. I remember the first few times that I went on, actually, probably the first couple months, a lot of times I would talk and I'm thinking I'm live and I'm like, why is everybody so quiet? Well, everyone was quiet because I wasn't actually logged on. So it's a process, you know, it's a process. Speaking of processes, I'm going to use this old screen, what do you call it? Thumbnail. I'm going to use this old thumbnail today. I'm recycling my thumbnail like Kate in a coat dress. Whenever I think of recycle, I always think of Kate and coat dresses. I do. When I think of recycling bins, if I look at a recycling bin, you know what I see? Kate. I do. Because not only does she recycle her own fashions, but she's also copycat, and so she tries to subjugate other people's fashions. So with dismal or should I say abysmal results. How about those big words for you? Ta-da. Okay. So somebody's mouth askew. Do you guys know that I got that phrase mouth askew? I got that from Celibici. That, and of course, my favorite, the one thing that Celibici ever said that had me in tears was jazz hands. That is the one that destroyed me, was jazz hands. And I was so inspired and of course tickled. I was so inspired by the jazz hands I had to go and Fosse up a picture of Kate. So this is Kate a la Fosse. What is his name? Bob Fosse, the dancer? Yeah, the choreographer. Kate a la Fosse. There you go. She looks very at home with that group of people. Although I would love to see Kate dance. I would pay good money to see Kate dance. I'm sure it's something to behold. Yes, I'm sure it's something to behold. Okay, so let's get on with it. I don't think we'll be on that long today. Um, I don't have a bunch of slides, but yeah, and as much as I hate to do it, we have to get into this. We have to get into this. So, Omid tweeted this morning, the British host of a neo Nazi podcast, who said Harry and Meghan's mixed race son Archie should be put down. Oh, wait a minute. Did I overlap that? I sure did. I did not put that together properly. Let me see if I can go and find it. Oh, yeah, I see what I did. I made Dr. Shola's way too big and covered up the. Well, anyway, you've seen those two monsters. But yeah, I covered up the monster. Let me see if I can fix that. Let me see if I can fix that. Okay. I think that should do it. So I'll get rid of this and I'll bring in a whole new set of slides. And voila. Boy, I tell you, now you see there, about a year ago, it would have taken me a month of Sundays to try to work that out. But um, just that fast, I was able to get it fixed or sorted, as they say in the UK. So the British host of a neo-Nazi podcast who said Harry and Meghan's mixed race son Archie should be put down have been convicted of terrorism offenses. They will be sentenced in September. And this is not the whole picture that Harry was trying to paint for the court. This is just part of it. You have the like just pure racist haters like this, and then you have the more subtle, the more nuanced version of haters that are just everyday people. And I think one is just as bad as the other because one feeds off of the other, one emboldens the other. And that's what makes it so terrible is that you have one that would gladly throw the flames. They would throw flames at anyone, they would set anyone aflame. And then you have those who just fan the flames. And so I think the people that fan the flames with the most exposure, of course, is the tabloid media. And of course, these so called pundits or royal experts, if you will, that time and time again appear on these morning shows, on talk shows. They have newspaper columns. They also infiltrate American television from time to time. And I couldn't tell you which is worse because you really don't have one without the other. People like this, that echo chamber that they're in, the reason why they have so much hate is because they are just nasty people in the first place. But what cultivates the hate, what helps them to connect with others is the fact that you have this entire industry that is built upon hate, especially now that we're in this deep culture war. And part of the problem that the Sussexes suffer is that they are being used as cannon fodder. They are being used as pawns in this culture war. And so people like this, it's not just that they hate Harry and Meghan. It's not just that they have an end for Harry and Meghan, but Harry and Meghan are like the lightning rods of everything that's wrong with Britain, of everything that's wrong with the immigrants, and everything that's wrong with the liberals and the left, and so on, the woke, if you will. And they use people like Harry and Meghan. And of course, if you were in the US during the 2 terms that Barack Obama had at the White House, then you know that Barack Obama actually sold more firearms just by his presence as president of the United States than any ad campaign, any Dirty Harry movie, any action film, Bruce Willis, any of those people. Nobody who has inadvertently sold more firearms than Barack Obama. And why? Because of the fear of the boogeyman, the fear of the others. He's black, he's Muslim, and he's coming to take your guns. And even all these years after Obama left office, he is still being used to galvanize, to rally the troops, to raise funding, all of those things. It's like with the Heritage Foundation. One of the best things they got going for them is their hatred of the Sussexes. So you have people who propagate who would be too much of a coward to do anything, but then again, their words are strong enough to help perpetuate the hate, to help feed the desire to hate, because they can share those talking points, they can share those screenshots. And um, remember, when people, remember how a long time ago I said the headlines, even if you don't read the article, even if you don't read the papers, those headlines are devastating because people tweet an article to someone. I've done it myself where I thought it was something someone was interested in. Like, for instance, I know someone who's a beautician. So if I see the latest of this or that, sometimes I don't read the article, I just send it. If I know someone likes a car, I send it. So think how many times there's something negative about the Sussexes and you just send the article, right? You just send it to someone and you hate them so much and you just send it. You don't know what's in it, but the headline was enough to grab your attention. And likewise, we as the Sussex Squad could also do the same thing where we are sharing this article. I've had people share articles with me that they thought was positive, and unfortunately, I have come to notice the names of the writers of these newspaper columns. I don't think anybody noticed stuff like that as much as people in the Sussex Squad. It's like we can tell you what's in the article just by whoever has written the article. Whoever has taken pen to it, we know pretty much what the temperature of the article is going to be. So we have lost our innocence where that's concerned. And yet, so many lay people, they think they're doing us a favor and they send us this article and it's just like, oh my God, Sarah Vine. Oh my God. You know what I mean? That happens a lot. So these people, they are very well fed, especially the one on the right side, very well fed with hate. Some of it just comes from the echo chamber that he's in, and some of the hate is coming from the outside, and it reinforces the hatred that they already have. And so finally, these two are going to jail or going to be sentenced, should I say. But unfortunately, there's always someone else to pick up the slack, to pick up the hate, to help perpetuate the hostility. Just like the church shooter, the guy that went into the black church and shot up the church, killed all those people, he was hoping for a race riot. And that's one of the things that is so scary about people like the ones you see on the screen there, is that they would want nothing better than a race riot or some type of race war, hate war, or something like that. They would want nothing better than that. These are some very, very sinister individuals, and I'm so glad that they're going to jail. I hope that this sends a message to anyone like-minded that this is your future if you keep up this nonsense. I'm not so optimistic about it, but one could only hope. One hopes that God's plan is bigger and better than anything that Tweedledee and Tweedledum can come up with. So let's see here. Let's see. Mama Jane says Harry and Meghan are very lucky to have the Sussex squad. Yeah, it's the one thing that these evil people have not even considered, is that there would be a grassroots movement, not an organization, but a movement amongst people that are like minded where the Sussexes are concerned, among with other topics. They weren't expecting that, but yet here we are. And we're standing strong. And some of us have to take some time away, some of us do not. But of course, if you do need to take some time away with this topic and any other, it's a good idea to preserve your mental health and well-being. But whenever you are ready, if you're ever ready to come back into the fight, let us know. We'll be here for you. We will be here for you. All I say is don't threaten people. Don't make it personal. Don't get yourself in Facebook jail or something like that. Let's see. I'm sorry, Litford Sussex says Robert Jolson should be off to jail too. More to come. They will be held accountable. Well, Robert Jolson, what he said was not as threatening directly, but it was the indirect. You see, when it comes to Archie and Lily, I am absolutely helpless. I'm absolutely helpless. And that is like a big vulnerability for me. And not just Archie and Lily, but anybody's children. Anybody that comes after those kids. And that is a huge vulnerability for me. Um, which is why when I see those, like when Megan was walking with Archie that time, and they had those pap photos of her walking to daycare or nursery school, whatever it was, my stomach, I felt something in the pit of my stomach that I could not put into words. I just stared at the screen when I saw that. It was very, very painful for me that mother and child is being stalked by God only knows who was on the other side of the camera. That is so disturbing. That is so disturbing. And that's why I have no use for the images of Archie and Lily. And yes, full disclosure, I'm always glad to see them. But when you realize what's on the other side of the camera, what kind of cunning, what kind of evil, what type of diabolical person has orchestrated those photos. I'm not as upset though when I see that, let's say, the Sussexes are out at a restaurant, no kids around. I'm not as upset about that. They go to a restaurant, obviously, someone is going to pull out their cell phone. But when they are traveling with their children, when they are in any situation with their children. Nobody wants a stranger taking photos of their kids. At least no one should. So yeah, that is something that is a sore point for me, and I'm very, very vulnerable where those kids are, where those babies are concerned. Um, Rohini says some white people feel that black people want revenge when all we want is to exist. Rohini, you get a bell for that. Uh-oh, absolutely. That's it. That's it, and that's all. We just want to be. That's all we want. We don't want what you got. We don't want what you have. We're not jealous. We just want to be. I had to explain that to someone a long time ago that, by all accounts, was a white supremacist. And, he gave me the trouble with black people is the trouble with black people. Nothing is good comes after the trouble with black people. You know, but I kept my cool. I kept my cool. And I just made it very clear. You know what? Just like you don't, because by the way, this person didn't work anywhere in America. Um, just like you don't, but we do get up and go to work, and we don't come home and sit around and go, oh, I was going to enjoy a cheeseburger for lunch, but these white people, that's not based in reality. The reality is we pretty much do the same thing everybody else do. Uh, and it's not like we sit around all day and all night trying to figure out, huh, I could have gotten a better parking space if it wasn't for those white people. That doesn't happen. But people like the guys on the screen, they need to believe that all we do is wring our hands in despair and hope that we can be more like hopefully we could be more like them. I mean, take a good look at them. I have it on good authority. I don't know too many black people who wants to be more like them. I promise you I don't. If I did, I would confess, but I don't know a white person who I don't know a white person who wants to be more like them. Big sloppy nasty greasy pork chops. I don't know anybody who wants to be like them. So as I was saying that, I glanced over at their picture and I'm just like, oops. I glanced over at them ugly faces. I had to catch myself. I'm like, oops. Well, anyway, trust me when I say this. Nobody wants to be more like them, whatever race, creed, or color. I don't think anybody's interested in identifying with those two losers. Let's see. Black Queen says they just arrested a loser trying to get to the Obama residence after Trumpo Dumpo gave out his address. What the hell? Why is this demon still free? You're speaking of Trump, of course. Um, it's all a distraction. And of course, it would not take much effort for anybody to figure out where the Obamas live. Um, of course, the media is not going to give out that information, but um, just based on certain news stories and stuff, it wouldn't be too difficult. Doesn't matter though. That person should not have been in a situation that was as threatening as that, and they were right to arrest them. Um, and I don't discriminate. It doesn't bother me which party somebody's from. I I don't accept that violence or even the threat of violence is okay with any former president, any future president. It's not okay. Even the Orange Menace has his right to safety. Although that being said, if I turn on the news tomorrow and find out XYZ, Trust me, I am not going to cry a river, but um, you know, in a very generic way, I yes, yes. I'm just going to say yes. I yes. I won't even try to complete that sentence in a very generic way. I yes. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. And Fu says that royal cult being silent proves that they approve of all the hate toward the Sussex family. Yeah. Um, Let me show you guys something. Let me show you guys something because I can show you better than I can tell you. And thank you, Ann Fu, for your comment. I'm going to show you something. Um, Wait, nope. Let me try this one. I can show you better than I can tell you. This person right here. Charles is so detached from reality. Charles is so detached from reality that let's see, where is that at? He is so detached from reality that he look at his face and look at this crowd. Look at his face and look at this crowd as though he's confused as to why this happened, as if he's shocked that this happened, unless they promised him that this was not going to happen, but yet it did. You see, they did the best they could to obstruct the view of the protesters, but they could do nothing to try to, well, they did try to suppress the sound by playing the music louder, the national anthem, but their presence was very well known. Even though the local media tried to not cover it. And you know what I saw? You know what I saw? This is what was so weird to me. Let's see. Um, where is that slide? There was one that I had that had like 50-50. Um, Not My King and Charles, King of Scotland. And you could see all those red signs celebrating Charles, right? And it was like a little more than the yellow signs, but it was just for that area. But they were trying to convince people that there was a big crowd of people there for Charles, when in actuality, the yellow and black placards dominated the scene, dominated. So um, they did a lot of camera angles and stuff like that to try to make it seem like. A matter of fact, I got something to show you about that a little later. Let me get back over here before I lose my place, and I'll just go here and get rid of those two, and then we'll do this one. I'm sorry, Danielle Musula says, Musella, I'm sorry. I accidentally come across the picture of Harry and Lily at the parade. I won't give details, but I will say that those cute little cheeks are ripe for for tickling. Yeah, Danielle, please don't feel bad about that. Like I said, I'm not a liar. I'm not going to pretend like I'm upset to see them, right? I don't want the tabloids making money from them, and I think it's weird for us to share those photos, especially when we know that when the photos are trending, it's hard not to see them. You'd be hard pressed to not see them. You would have to just tune out of social media. So I'm I I can't deny that I'm like always glad to see anything to do with the family. But if Harry and Meghan tomorrow said, "Okay, nobody's going to see our kids until they graduate from college," I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't need to. I'm not that nosy. So if that's what they decide, I'm okay with that. I don't feel um, the pressure that I just have to see them. Do I enjoy seeing them? Sure. But do I have to? No. Whatever's safest for those kids, that's what we want. So please, nobody feel bad that you feel joy when you see the kids. But some photos, when Megan was walking to that nursery school or whatever, bad photo. Um, I would say the 4th of July, hey, it was they weren't hiding from the public. However, do bear in mind that the Daily Mail blurred the they always blur the children's faces. The Daily Mail always blur the children's faces unless it's an official photo. They will blur the faces unless it's the docuseries. They blur the faces. So if you need a rule of thumb, um, use that. Use that. If it's something that the Daily Mail has decided to blur, then it's likely an intrusive photo. Don't feel bad that you've seen it, though. Please don't do that to yourself. You didn't do anything wrong. Black Queen says, oh, that's for someone else. Okay, I'll go on. Teresa McDougall says, for the Unroyals not to speak up about this kind of hate says everything about them despicable. Yeah, it does. It gives away a lot. And I'm hoping that if not present, but in the future, that some like documentary or some type of review, anything where someone will have the honest conversation about the royal family's lack of protection, lack of consideration for the Sussexes. I would love to see them called out about that. Let me see here. I'm like way behind with the comments. I do apologize for that. I'm going to try to scroll it. Marjorie Austin says, when they say put down, they are referring that child is a dog and that they, yes, exactly. When they say should be put down, exactly. They're comparing a child to an animal. They are dehumanizing a child, and especially a child who is of mixed race, whatever it appears like in the pictures, red hair and all, that is still a mixed race child. Someone whose ancestry um, came to America on a slave ship, and someone whose ancestry benefited from those slave trips. What a contrast, what a contradiction. But there you have it. Those kids are born of parents that were on the money making side and on the African Holocaust side. They were on both sides of it, though their ancestors. And for some people, the fact that they have that in their DNA is a non starter. That is a non starter. They do not see them as human for that reason. And it's like with anybody else that whatever they appear, it doesn't matter. That they know the the ancestry of that person, or that they are related to someone, then that's grounds for hate. That's the justification to exterminate. I mean that the way they were speaking is like you're calling um, wild boar or something like that. Very, very, very evil individuals. So right here you have the teenage neo-Nazis jailed over terror offenses. Oscar Dunn uh, Kozorski and Michael Shrusak were members of the British neo-Nazi group Sonakrieg Division, which was exposed by the BBC. And of course, the other one says neo Nazi podcast hosts are targeting Harry and Meghan's son, Archie, convicted of terror offenses. Christopher Gibbons and Tyrone Patterns Walsh were unmasked as the host of the neo Nazi online podcast, which encouraged listeners to commit violence. The podcast also criticized mixed race relationships and branded Archie an abomination and should be put down. Oh, God. God, God, God. Let's see. So Dr. Scholler says these evil white supremacist neo Nazis who branded Archie an abomination that should be put down have been convicted insanely vile terrorists intent to worship at Hitler's feet. This is what Harry and Meghan have to contend with in covering security for their family. Yeah, security is expensive, and given this situation, it is so obvious that it's necessary. I want Harry and Meghan to make as much money as necessary to keep their family safe. As a matter of fact, enough money to be very comfortable and keep their family safe. That is my hope. That is my prayer that they make as much money as possible for the safety of those kids, for the safety of each other, Doria, whatever it takes. I pray that they get it. I pray that they get it and that they're safe. Let's see. Oh, is that right? I want my 40 acres and a mule, and I'll take my 40 acres in Beverly Hills if you don't mind. Do we get to choose where we get our 40 acres? Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna. Alan Vernon Barron, look at it this way. If they go to prison, they might finally get lucky. Okay, I get that reference. Yeah. They're going to be in there doing drag shows. That's what's going to happen to them. As a matter of fact, the one on the right side, I'm trying to think of a good drag name for her. Um, oh, she's she's going to have her own show in the big house. I could see it. I could see it. She's going to have her own show in the big house. Okay, I'm going to scroll, you guys, because oh boy, I'm just scrolling and scrolling. I'm so far. BW, BW, thank you for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex and for having a membership with Royal Sussex. Greatly appreciate it. Let me see here. Let me see. Okay, you want your 40 acres and a mule in Montecito? Well, you know what? That's a good idea because in Montecito, there are no lakes in Montecito. Let's see here. Yeah, BW, you get another bell. And you know what? I'm going to give you some applause. That was very kind. I'm going to give you some applause too. There, let's see. Where is my applause at? Okay. Marshall says, Baron, if they ever gave black people those 40 acres and a mule, well, you know what? As I was thinking about that, I'm just like, if they do give you a mule, then you got to feed it. And I don't know if I can afford to You knew that was coming, though, right? Uh, you knew that was coming. I always keep that close. Okay. All right. So, is that it? Okay. All right. So I'm going to go to the next slide. Oh, I did that one already. All right. So right here, neo-Nazi podcast host who targeted Harry and Meghan's son Archie, convicted of terror offenses. Christopher Gibbon. Oh, you know what? This is pretty much the same thing, isn't it? Hold on. I don't know why I thought that was different. Oh yeah, it is the one in the middle. Seba Jackson. Yeah, same one. I like that name, Seba, or Seba Jackson. That's interesting. That is interesting. I like that name. Okay, maybe this is what I'm looking for. Oh yeah. So I met my wife Megan. I think this is from Harry's book. In 2016, we were married at St. George Chapel, Westminster. Um, oh wait, what does that say? Oh Lord, let me see. Westminster. Oh, okay. What am I saying? Westminster. Windsor Castle in May 2018. Together, we have represented the monarchy at royal engagements both in the UK and overseas. Our son Archie was born in May 2019. We lived at Frogmore in the house park of Windsor Castle up until 2020, when Megan and I reluctantly decided to step back from our full time roles as senior members of the royal family and split our time and work between the UK and North America. In large part, this was due to the constant intrusion, inciting of hatred, and harassment by tabloid press into every aspect of our lives, our private lives, which had a devastating impact on our mental health and well being. We were also very concerned for the security and safety of our son. Now, I now live in California with my wife, son, and daughter, Lilibet, who was born in June of 2021. So it spells it out right there. In large part, this was due to the constant intrusion, inciting of hatred, and harassment. Intrusion, inciting of hatred, and harassment. Intrusion, inciting of hatred, and harassment. Harry even said in the trial, in the opening of the trial, when he spelled out the impact that the mental terror that he went through with the tabloid media hacking into his phone and surveilling people that he knew, surveilling him, and all of the photographers dispatched every place he went, seemingly appearing out of nowhere. One of the things that he pointed out was he always had this feeling that he may meet someone in public, someone who believed everything that they heard, everything that they read, and that that person may want to stab him. And it's no wonder that he thinks that that's a possibility. It's no wonder he feels that that could happen because, given the level of hatred, and while I'm at this, I'm going to take a little detour. I'm going to take a little detour. Britney Spears. So I was listening to a conversation where people were saying that the security guard should not have slapped her hand or slapped her, or there was different accounts about what did or did not happen with Britney Spears, right? And so it turned into a back and forth between these individuals in the conversation, saying that no man should manhandle a woman or strike a woman, and I agree with all of that. But let me say this much. I didn't see the video until probably just before I went on. It didn't look all that serious. But I understand that Britney Spears is a woman, and these big burly security guards handled her. Whether they swat her hand or slapped her face or whatever they were accused of, that's a scary thing. But we don't know what the threat level is for the NBA player they were protecting. We don't know what the threat level is for the Obamas at any given time. But I'm going to tell you this much: when you're black, whatever the level of threats are for a white person in the same position, you could always multiply those threats for a black person by 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, 100 times. There were never more threats that the Secret Service had to pick through, that the FBI had to pick through, than it was with Barack and Michelle Obama. Never. There had never, ever been that level of hatred. And it's the same with the royal family. There has never, ever been that level of hatred until Meghan showed up. And what is the common denominator? Race. Race is the common denominator. That is the thread that binds all of this together. So I don't suppose that that player had that kind of threat. But even if it's just one note that says, you're not going to see it coming, wait, just watch and see. The whoever is protecting him or protecting anybody, as they always say, an assassin only has to get it right one time. The security has to get it right every time. And so Britney Spears, whatever she was thinking when she walked up and tapped that young man on his back or touched his shoulder, was playing with fire. Full stop. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. Do you guys remember when Megan went to the baby shower and her friend Marcus got out the car on the other side? And the security, the Royal Protection, whoever they, I think it was Royal Protection, they did not see where he came from. He wasn't a girl. He wasn't dressed particularly businesslike. And when that security guard saw him come around that car, he was about to deck him. He was about to take Marcus down. Now, Marcus didn't do anything wrong, but given the level of threat that Megan was under in that moment, somebody could have got hurt. So no two situations are alike. And yes, little Britney Spears, big burly security. Yes, it looks awful. It sounds awful, but you don't know what they know. You don't know what they're afraid of. You don't know what kind of threats has been leveled against the principal. And that's their one job, is to make sure that nobody walks up and touch you. That's their one job. I hope they get it right. I hope they don't hurt anybody getting it right. But if they do, I hope that that person wasn't just willy nilly walking up and going past security to touch somebody that they may or may not know. That's just the nature of it. I'm sorry we live in a world where that's a thing, but it is. Let's see. Mad World said, I'm sick of people jumping to conclusions. Brittany's own security said that what the other security was within reason to protect a client according to police records. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. And she should have known better. She should have known better. Now, maybe she has issues with impulse or something like that. I'm sorry. But I'm just like, Some things you just know better. Some things you just know better. Let's see. Libby says Charles will pay with shame and loss of honor. God will humble him for his unkind deeds. God is just and fair. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you. Very wise words. Let's see. Anna Boyd, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Friday to you. Let me see here. We have to understand that these people will never change their minds, their hearts. We have to remember their history. Their foundation is built on destruction and hate. Quinny, that is so true. And you know what else? Um, Amongst the aristocracy, and that includes somebody like low down, dirty Trump, people who are of means, people who see themselves as superior, that masses of people could be hurt, maimed, or killed, that doesn't really resonate with them. That doesn't resonate with them. They only see people that are their own kind, even if that's rich. The only people that they care about is their families. That's it. But everybody else, we're like the worker bees. We are non-essential. It's hard to believe that a reasonably intelligent person would look at working class or poor people in such a way, but there are some people that are comfortable with the idea that masses of people are only born to serve them, are only born to keep them comfortable. Let's see. Did anyone else see the look on Harry's face? Was given the Paps taking pics of him and Lily. Definitely not a happy face. And look at the other people in the crowd frowning at the cameras. I don't think I looked at it that close, or maybe I just saw one that was very cropped. But like I said, um, I always have that curiosity about the kids. But when I see a situation like that, it's like my insides are twisting and turning. You know what I mean? So I probably didn't give it that long of a look or whatever, but I'm too conflicted to to enjoy a photo that's taken under those circumstances. Oh God! Remember the one from the parade from last year, and the ladies that took the picture, they showed their picture and they're just smiling and so pleased with themselves, and it just did not. And I bet you those ladies would not have taken photos of somebody else's children. But when it's a celebrity, when it's a famous person, or if they were just a couple of Karens, then they don't see those kids as human. They see them as objects. And that's hurtful. That is really, really hurtful. Um, yeah, Mary H. I hate that that happened. First and foremost, I really hate that that happened. But it should be a lesson to everyone, not to, especially when someone has. It's like, would you know the reputation of a pit bull? Are you going to walk up and pet it? Knowing all that you know, and I'm not comparing the security to a pit bull, but on principle, would you walk up and pet someone's pit bull? Just like someone told me a long time ago, when you see a what do you call it? What do you call it when the dogs like a CNI dog, um, a service animal. When you see a service animal, I learned at a very young age, you don't pet someone's service animal. You really should not pet anyone's animal without permission. But you don't want to pet a service animal. They're not there for that. They're working. And the principle is the same. The principle is the same. Let me see. But what I didn't like is that the baseball player lied and said that she pulled him. Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see anything like that. They played on her mental health. I did not like that. Yeah, I didn't see that part of it. You know, by the time I saw it this afternoon, that was the first time I saw it. And before that, I only heard what other people were saying about it. So I didn't see a good clear anything for it. I saw this blurry image and I think it had TMZ, you know, watermarked on it. So I don't know. So if the player lied, well then that's another thing. But as Barack Obama always says, it's a teachable moment. It is a teachable moment. Charles is a no good father, grandfather to take away their security. I'm sorry, to take their security away. Known this and Egghead is no better, and not one from the and no one from the family, should I say? The family said anything about this. What an evil family. Yeah, it's almost not really fair to compare them to a real family, although they are, but they don't function as one. They brief against each other and publicly brief against each other. Thank you, Cynthia Henderson. Yes, please hit that like button. Also, we are so close to 35,000 subscribers. Make it rain. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. I'm all caught up with the things here. Good. Uh, oh, Compton Cali girl. You know what? When I look at an animal and their head is bigger than mine, yeah, anything that has a head bigger than mine, don't pet it. If something's head is bigger than a human's, don't pet it. Don't play with it. Don't look it in the eye. Just don't. Okay. Okay, so I have a sound bite for you guys. I have a longer sound bite, but oh my goodness, that was so long ago that I would have difficulty finding it. So let me do the shorter version, shall we? You guys do remember him, and I wish I had the longer one, but I do not. But this is Neil Basu, and he was the Met Police assistant. Well, he was work. I think at the time he was counterterrorism, and he spoke about the threats against Megan. Okay, let me see here. Huh, that's interesting. Now I don't see it. Oh man. Mm, okay. Well, not to worry. I think I have it someplace else. Do I? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, I know how to find it. I know how to find it. If that doesn't work, do that. Okay. Oh, okay. 1 second, please. Okay.
You were in charge of royal protection. How would you characterize the threats that Meghan and Harry received?
Well, disgusting and very real. I've talked publicly for many years about the threat of extreme right-wing terrorism in this country. I've often been misquoted as taking my eye off the ball, as though I think that was the biggest threat. I've never called it the biggest threat.
Okay, so
wonderful friend and counterpart at MI5 will tell you exactly the same thing. That when I started in CT in 2015, counterterrorism, it was about 6% of our total workload. Certainly when I left 15, 16 months ago, it was over 20%. of our workload.
But there were many serious, credible threats against Meghan, were there, emanating from the far right in this country?
Absolutely. If you'd seen the stuff that was written and you were receiving it, the kind of rhetoric that's online, if you don't know what I know, you would feel under threat all of the time.
So you were convinced that there was a genuine threat to Meghan's life on on more than one occasion, on several occasions?
We had teams investigating it. People have been prosecuted for those threats.
Okay. So, as he said, we were investigating it, and people have been prosecuted for those threats. So, there is a longer video, and I don't have access to it right now. I um, thought I had made a short video featuring him, but maybe I didn't. But I thought I did, and I just could not find it. So, yeah, he was in counterterrorism, and this is just something that is part of life. This is something that people need to learn at a young age when in spaces where there's that type of protection, is that how you move around someone's bodyguard and such, or a royal protection officer, Secret Service, is very, very important. And again, I did not get a good look at what happened with the basketball player, or whatever he was, basketball player, and Britney Spears. But I hope that everybody's learning a good lesson from this henceforth and so on, because it's a very important thing. And when I heard them having that discussion, all I could think about was poor Marcus. When he went to Meghan's baby shower, he steps out the car on the other side, and there was a misunderstanding, and there was about to be, a fat lip or something, because that security guard was on it. And I'm glad for that, because you also remember that woman that was there to heckle Meghan, the one, and remember, that was 2019, and this woman was wearing a face mask. How many people was wearing a face mask in 2019? 2020? Yeah. 2019? No. And she was there outside of the hotel in New York while Meghan was there, and she was heckling Meghan, and one of the security had to step to her. 2019. That bothers me in ways I cannot put into words. That I can see that picture in my mind's eye of her with her eyes wide, angry and frothing at the mouth, which was covered with a mask, in 2019. What did she want? What did she want? Scary stuff. B. Martin, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to you. What was that Steve Harvey say? Was it no? What was it? Was it Bernie Mac? All right, all right. I'm gonna start moving furniture. Don't make me start moving furniture. If I was supposed to protect someone and I thought somebody was about to do something, trust me when I say it, we'd be moving some furniture, especially if it had to do with the Sussexes. We'd be moving furniture. You know what? When I think about Bernie Mac saying that, the first time I heard that, I think I let out a scream. That was so funny. If you guys don't get the reference, moving furniture, you know how if you've ever been in a room and a fight breaks out and you hear like a table slide across the floor, and a chair get knocked over and stuff like that, it's always that sound when there's people about to fight, right? Somebody jumps up real fast and pushes their chair back and everything. Oh God, Bernie Mac was so funny. I don't make me start moving furniture. I'm about to move furniture. Oh man. Yeah, Maggie Howe. I do remember that they were uh, I think it was that thing had started with someone from the Derangers when they were doing all that moon bump or whatever that phrase was. Like I said, I am very, very vulnerable when it comes to those kids. Very vulnerable. If you want to to get me to be quiet, say something about them kids. Say something about those kids. I am very vulnerable when it comes to Lily and Archie. That oh man, I cannot tell you. Well, you know what? You guys understand what I'm saying because when Lily was born, everybody was so tense in the Sussex squad because we're waiting and waiting and it's getting closer to the due date or what we thought might be the due date. And once we found out that Lily was safely delivered and at home, I think everybody was able to lower their shoulders. But before that, it was so much tension in the air. Um, and I'll never forget when they had announced the baby, and I was just like, I could breathe. So it's a very serious thing. It's a very serious thing, and you know, God bless the Sussex squad for being there for the Sussexes because without the Sussex squad, things could have gone very differently. Without Tyler Perry, Oprah, among other people, people that we don't know and will never know. Without all of those people and without the Sussex squad, things could have gone very differently for the Sussexes. But the point is, we're here and we got their backs. Ingrid Soar says, Royal Sussex with Baron. His quiet voice is for me relaxing, for me to listen to. Me? I guess you're talking about me. Yeah. Well, thank you, Ingrid. I appreciate that. I thought I sound rather pompous and obnoxious, but I'll take it. Okay, Marina. Wait, nobody help me. I got this. Marina Mavroginas. Yes, yes. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex, brought to you by Royal Sussex, and also sponsored by Royal Sussex. Okay, Marjorie Austin says that heckler is a man or a woman. I have heard time distinct. I have a hard time distinguishing her voice, and so loud. I wonder if he was the one of those megaphones with her. Okay, Marjorie, the one that was at the Hertz dealership when they went to the award show. I thought that was a woman, right? But that was a man. And when Megan wore the white for the Ripples of Hope, I thought that was a woman, but someone said that was a man. But I don't know. I thought it was a woman at every occasion, but later people pointed out that it was a man. Even when I thought it was a woman in the past, they said it was a man. There's one particular, well, he's not a reporter, but it's a a paparazzi person that is very aggressive. And we did see a video that featured this individual where he said his hand shakes and he gets nervous because any photo could make him a lot of money. So I believe that's the individual. Okay. Cookies and Cream says Archie and Lily will grow up one day. They'll get to see all the articles and videos about them. How the unroyal family going to explain the repulsive way they treated them and their parents? My answer is I hope that things improve and they never have to know about all of this. But if things do not improve, then I guarantee you that they will learn about this. But my hope for them is that they don't have to know. But if things doesn't change, then they need to know. They have to know the way of their enemies. But I hate that they just can't have a family on both sides that they can relate to without all of the greed and the selfish nastiness, all of the posturing and such. I hope and pray that something miraculous happens and that they don't have to know about these things. They deserve to have a real family just like anybody else, whether they're a prince and princess or whether they're just any working class family. They deserve that. They deserve that. And that's my hope for them is that something will change and that um, they can have cousins and such without all of the protocols and you walk behind this person and you're the duke of this and the heir to that. I hope that things can be more normal and that they can get to know their cousins, either side of the family. That would be a good thing. As opposed, one thing I don't want for those kids is for them to live like they're under siege. I don't want them living like like they're in a prison or something like that. I don't want that for them. God, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope they get to be as normal as possible, as possible. And they will have other people in the community or amongst their schools and such that will understand them, right? Like they say, the kids of celebrities, they understand one another. And for them, it's a normal that is not normal for us. We don't have parents on television, or most of us didn't grow up with parents on television or that kind of thing. So I was looking at a interview with the daughters of Joan Crawford. They did not know that she was that famous. They didn't. She was just mom, right? And I'm not talking about the Christina and Christopher, but the twins. She was just mom. And I've heard that so many times, and let this give you something to feel good about. That I hope this will help you feel better. But they didn't know who she was. They knew who she was, but they didn't know how the world knew her. And I've heard that before with many, many celebrity kids that they were always excited to meet a famous person, even though their mom or their dad may have been this, world renowned, whatever. That was just mom and dad. And I think for the Sussex kids, I hope for them that they can have a similar experience where they don't know, they don't know, you know, and I'll let you fill in the blank. They just don't know. I hope that that's how the future goes for them is that they really don't know the difference one way or the other. That they'll be older and they'll be like, wow, I didn't know that, you know? 14, 15, 16. I hope that's when they start to learn about things. And again, I hope things are better, that they don't have to experience the worst of it. And least of all, before is, you know, so it won't distract from their upbringing, from their childhood. That's my prayers. So thank you for that, cookies and cream. My allergies are starting to get to me. I haven't had one of my allergy things in a while. Did you guys notice that? Remember how every time I would get online, my nose would start to run and everything, and I'm like, oh, hold on, hold on. I haven't been like that in a while. I just thought about that. Sonia Johnson said, I was always terrified that darn idiot would try to find out if the moon bump or real. God is good, and we thank Him for His protection of the Sussexes and all those in their company. Thank you, Sonia Johnson. But yeah, I that bothered me. That really did bother me about the obsession with her pregnancy. Okay. All right, let me see here. Okay. All right, I'm not so far behind with these. Very good. Big Mama's in the house. Baron Megan Harry wasn't supposed to get this far. All the hatred and what is it? Is it supremacists? Was supposed to scare her back to America. Yeah, that's true. They were not supposed to make a success of it, but they have, and they will continue. And as far as the Sussex squad is concerned, they shall be victorious. Yes, they shall be victorious. Okay, so I got one more sound bite for you guys. This is a very short one too, so not too long. Well, there wouldn't be those photos if the public didn't go. Okay, nope. Let me do it like this. Well, there wouldn't be those photos if the public didn't go buy those magazines. Do you have a conflicted feeling about how the audience for that kind of salacious work that gets sold aid and abets it?
Yeah. I think so many of us feed into it. A lot of us feed into it without realizing it. We click on photographs without really considering how that photograph was taken and the story behind that photograph, especially with someone's kids. Okay, so yes, that was it. Again, just like with the other soundbite that I played for you, all of this seems to have a link with the with those two rather odd-looking men that will be sentenced in September. Is what Harry has been speaking about, among others, including the former, what was his position? This guy. It's all connected to that. So, excuse me. Now, okay, yeah, we'll get into that in just a second. Let me take a look at a couple more of your comments. Oh yeah, Big Mama. Thanks for the reminder. The white powder substance they sent to Megan. Yeah, absolutely. Be my trim. Thank you so much for being here. Good night. Good night, and thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. So let me see. Ingrid says, I am 55 years old in the Netherlands. Make new families around me. All sweet people. Oh, you met. Is it okay. Oh, I love is it I love new families all around me, sweet people I did not know before. Oh, okay. Ingrid, I have to tell you, when I went to the Netherlands, I thought the people were very, very nice. I was looking for the library, and I thought the lady didn't understand me, so I started enunciating my words. She said, "No, no, no." She said, "I understand you just fine." She said, "I'm just trying to figure out the best way to tell you how to get there," because this was before the smartphones were, everywhere. And I wanted to go to the library so I could use the internet. And this lady, she stopped and she was like trying to figure out the best way for me to get there. And I was just blown away by how wonderful everybody was. The Netherlands is very chill. It is very, very chill. That's how I saw it. Um, yeah, I remember that. Thank you for helping me have a flashback about that. Okay, so we're going to get to this now. Charles, and of course, the People's Princess. Who could forget this scene when Charles and Diana were trying to, I guess, put on airs for their titles, for their role, and Charles leans in and Diana's like, nope, nope, awkward. Well, it's happened again. And not for the first time, not for the second time. This is an ongoing thing. But people have pointed out that Kate seems to be more committed to the embrace of a stranger than her own husband. As you can see, she's given it all she's got, as they would say on Star Trek. Captain, I'm giving it all I got. Well, she's given it the all she has, and yet with William, look at what William does to her face. Look at her face. Is she having a stroke? Is she having a stroke? Did she just go for a treatment? Wink, wink. What's wrong with her face? What's going on with her mouth? Her mouth, the tension in her neck. You know, she's using every neck muscle she has as though she expects he's going to try to, I don't know what she's expecting, but you have to admit that looks very, very weird, very strange. Um, oh, I forgot. I have a video. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble or not, but this is too cute and I have to share it. I really don't care. I'm not gonna worry about anything today. What did we say about touching? Huh? What did we say about touching? How funny is that? Someone had posted that on the Twitter and they said, I have watched this over and over again. I'm just like, but when you take a good look, Lord Lord have mercy. How embarrassing. I mean, at some point, she's got to be embarrassed. She has to be embarrassed. They should both be ashamed of themselves. Yeah, William was like, nope. Nope. One more time. I love it. Alan Vernon, did I miss a super chat? Okay, wait a minute. Is this, yeah, that is today. Okay. It looks like this is going very slow for some reason. I got two screens open. So Marina, thank you so much for your super sticker, right? All right. Now let me check. Because I'm seeing something on one screen and then the other screen, I don't see anything. Okay, so Leg says, was that a new land speed record? Sorry, Piers. Okay, let me get my stopwatch. Legs, I think we got a winner. That is a new land speed record for a mammal on 2 feet. Yeah. I mean, he was like exit stage left. Okay. So Alan Vernon, I think you just I think you did a super sticker and I don't see it. Right? Or no? Oh, okay. No, you didn't. You didn't. I don't think so. Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at. Or was it like 8 months or 10 months or something like that? Is that what I missed? Oh well. But anyway, thank you so much for being here today. Greatly appreciate it, everyone. Yeah, poor Kate. Poe Kate. Poe Kate. Poe. Now, I just want to remind you guys that there was an accusation that Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, was only trying to cozy up to Kate Middleton because she wanted her fashion contacts. Yeah, remember that? She only wanted to get those contacts. Meghan was plotting, desperately trying to get close to Catherine so that she can find out where she was getting those clothes, right? Meghan wanted all of those contacts. Meghan wanted to be Catherine, to talk like Catherine, to walk like Catherine. She wanted to be Catherine so desperately that Meghan was plotting and scheming to get those fashion contacts so that she could be just like Kate. Remember they said that? In what universe is someone trying to be Kate? I mean, as we went over it yesterday, I'm not going to get into it like I did yesterday. I was in a particular mood. But is this what Meghan was after? Was she trying to dress like one of the Golden Girls or the Little Duchess on the Prairie? Or the night before Laura Ashley? Or perhaps the red and white speckled hen or something? What was it Kate was wearing that Meghan was after it? Did Meghan want to look like a Christmas tree? Did Meghan want to look like a tropical rainforest? Did Meghan want to look like an air hostess? What was Meghan after?
Did Megan want to wear something so ugly that she had to try to hide behind a pillar? Is that what Megan wanted? To wear something so ugly that she kept trying to hide from the camera? Or this? Did Megan want to look like a bottle of Pepto Bismol? Did Megan want to wear the see-through dress? Because you know what? If Megan would have wore a dress like that, you know what would have happened? She would have got stuck with this or this. That's what happens when you wear the see-through dress. You end up taking this home. So yeah, is that what Megan was after? I wonder. I wonder. Let them tell it. Let them tell it. They're alternative realities. Or did Megan want to look like a green windsock? Or did Megan want to wear the cutaway jacket so people wouldn't notice the wedgies? Did Megan want to look like a Mennonite or like she was on her way to a butter churning contest? Are those contestants for the butter churning? Anyway, I can't even get the words out. Or how about this? Did Megan want to look like Lillian Gish / Jessica Tandy? Is that why Megan wanted those fashion contacts so she could look like Jessica Tandy? There I go showing how old I am, Jessica Tandy. When was the last time you heard that name? Or did Megan want to wear that 1950s twin pearls or however she put it that time? All of those are the looks that Megan was trying to scheme to get out of Catherine. But Catherine, being the incredibly intelligent person she is, well, she caught on.
Meghan in a Valentino white. Compare, I hate to do this, but compare Meghan in a Valentino white, absolutely wowing the crowds, and dear Kate in that very staid 1940s Amelia Wickstead coat.
Oh, you were really winding me up now, yeah.
Well, I knew that would upset you, Richard, because I know you're more of a Middleton kind of girl and you like the sort of twin set and pearls 50s look. But all I'm saying is, who's speaking to the future generations, the younger generations? It's Meghan.
It's Megan, right? And of course, you know, I promised that I wasn't going to go into this, and look at me. I'm doing the whole thing from yesterday. Duchess of Drab is a mystery of the cosmos. How does a beautiful woman make designer outfits look so frumpy? I don't know. Just put it on Kate. School marm style contacts must be protected. Exactly. Anytime a school marm goes out, one of the things that the Royal Protection Officers do is try to protect her fashion contacts. All right. Oh, and by the way, thank you, YM Joy. Oh, man. And then there's Kate, and then there's Kate, and then there's Kate, and then there's Kate, and then there's kind of frumpy school marm looking lumpy. Right on, Kate. Anybody who can ruin a Chanel suit doesn't deserve it. It's like ruin. How do you make a bad pizza? You really got to go out of your way to ruin pizza. And that's the same way with a Chanel suit. You really have to do some things to ruin Chanel. Anybody should be able to wear Chanel. And then Kate showed up. Oh, well. All right. So where was I at? There it was. That's where I left off. Now, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be rude, but listen, if Kate decided that she didn't want William to go any further and to, try to kiss her, something tells me that when Kate decides, enough is enough, I think most people with good sense, I mean, look at them arms. Look at them arms.
If Kate decides to repel you, to rebuff your kiss, oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, something tells me she can take care of herself. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how strong William is. If Kate says that's it for the kissing, then that's it for the kissing. I mean, she's strong enough to push back. Very strong. I bet she is freakishly strong. Something tells me that her upper body strength is off the charts. Something tells me. I don't know what it is about her, but you know how they say most women don't have the same upper body strength? Maybe. Maybe. Can you taste the smell by smelling it? Remember I told you I had a meme? There it is right there. I found it. Can you taste the smell by smelling it? Can you taste the smell by smelling it? That's one of those things that you just repeat to yourself over and over because you're not sure what you heard. Can you taste the smell by smelling it? All right. So Saturday, the 29th of July, they are going to have another March for Independence in Scotland. And also, that's the same thing. They're going to have a March for Independence. As you know, there was this big crowd of people that showed up to protest against the monarchy for the Scottish coronation. Well, check this out. Oh, wait a minute. Where is it? I think I missed something. Is something out of order? Hold on. I think something is out of order. Yes, something is out of order. Somehow I skipped something. Let me go back. I'm going to take that away. Try to be more professional. Wow, I guess I don't. Well, let me see here. I got to have it. Oh, you know what? Okay, there it is right there. So the king and queen seemed genuinely touched by an overwhelmingly warm welcome. You heard me. The king and queen seemed genuinely touched by an overwhelmingly warm welcome all the way up Edinburgh Royal Mile, despite small but noisy Republican protests for a celebration of Scotland's unique royal heritage. Now, you know the person who wrote this owns a nice pair of knee pads. You know that, don't you? Whoever wrote this has some of the best knee pads that money can buy. Whoever wrote this has been licking somebody's boots. Did they not see what we saw? Did they not see everything that we were watching yesterday? How did they come to this conclusion? I don't know. Drinking buddies, something. I it it, it I, I I don't have words. I don't have words. For once in my life, I am speechless. I don't have the words. We all saw exactly how it played out yesterday. So, how in the world do you come up with the king and queen were touched? By who? Nobody was close enough to get near them. Let's see. YM Droid says, Baron, need you to settle a style debate. Kate's lopsided head and arms versus Charles come hither hips. And sausage fingers, which were better dressed. I am going to I'm going to say I'm going to have to go with Kate because uh, the older Charles gets, the less it seems like his clothes fit. You know what I mean? His clothes are it either his clothes are poorly made or something is scaring the hell out of him. His clothes always look like they're trying to get away from him, like they're just waiting for him to turn his head so they can discreetly slip out of the scene. So yeah, because Charles with those childbearing hips and those double-breasted, oh, it's a disaster. So I'm gonna have to give it to Kate, even though Kate. Well, let me see. Charles need to give Kate some hips. That's what needs to happen. They need to take a little bit off of Charles and put at least give her some pads or something. But yeah, because you know, like for instance, I hate to do this, but oh, let me go back here. The oh no, I know where it is. This. You know what I mean? It's just everything. If she had some hips, then the coat wouldn't be pleated in that strange way. But she can't help. She can't help. But I'm just saying. Um, Oddly enough, Kate's silhouette is more like Wallace Simpson. And before Megan married into the family, they used to compare Megan's wardrobe to Wallace Simpson. And if you don't believe me, Google Kate Middleton and Wallace Simpson. I promise you, you will see several articles where they compare Kate's silhouette with that of Wallace Simpson. Let me see. Wallace Simpson and Kate Middleton. I'm going to do that myself. Yeah. There's a bunch of side by side photos of Wallace Simpson and Kate Middleton. I even saved a few of them. And then the odd thing is that Pippa Middleton looks just like Wallace Simpson. Wallace Simpson and Pippa look very, very similar. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kate is the original Wallace with that long torso and narrow hips. She's the original Wallace Simpson. Oh man, lopsided head. No. I didn't think anybody noticed but me. But thank you so much, YM Droid. Let me see here. Okay, so now I can safely go back to Charles. I'm going to put it back in order. So, Karine shut down claims Biden belittled Britain as the president prepares to meet King Charles after snubbing the coronation and making anti UK gaffes. Biden set off Sunday for London. Sets off Sunday for London, where he will meet Charles and the Prime Minister. He'll only be on the ground for a day before joining NATO summit in What is that? Vanillius? I never heard of that. He skipped the coronation, sending First Lady Jill Biden. Oh God! If they mention Joe Biden in that coronation one more flipping time. Ingrid Sowers, good night. Thank you so much for being here. So, Charles and Biden have met on several occasions. As a matter of fact, take a look at this. There is President Barack Obama in the Oval Office, and there's Joe Biden. Wait, Joe Biden is on the right. And, well, if Joe Biden is on the right, who's on the left? Huh. If Joe Biden is okay, because I see white hair and chiseled features, right? And broad shoulders on the left, and I see white hair, chiseled features, and square jaw and chiseled features on the right. So which is Joe? Wait, which is Joe, and which is well then who does Joe Biden have a twin? Oh man. Well, if that's Joe Biden, who's the guy on the left? Oh well. Well, whoever that is on the left is wearing a skirt, so maybe it's someone from Scotland. Maybe it's the ambassador from Scotland. Does Scotland have an ambassador? Yeah, that's the Scottish ambassador. Yeah, sorted. Okay, so now that's okay. Oh, oops. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now I see what I did. So that's what was out of order, was just that part at the end. So yeah, Joe Biden has met with Charles many times, but what it is they want, how they said the Queen met 14 American presidents or whatever the number was. They want to make sure that Charles has met every American president since he's been on the throne. That's all that they're after, is they want to make sure that they can say Charles met with so many American presidents, as if that's something to behold. That's it. It's so silly. I wish they'd sent Vice President Harris and Second Gentleman Inhofe with the First Lady, a highly intelligent, compassionate, half black Cali gal with her equally intelligent white husband. Imagine. Yeah, that would have been cool. I like Doug. I like Doug. Uh, well, maybe Kamala Harris will be the second United States president that Charles meets while he's on the throne. Anyway, you guys that are up way too late or just getting up early, we are done. So good night and thank you all for joining us on Royal Sussex. But I don't want to keep you guys up any later than you already are. I really appreciate you all being here. But get your sleep on, because tomorrow is a new day. And as for me, I am going to bid you all a fond farewell and good night. Uh, Compton Cali gal. Yes. Good night, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And I think I am going to close it out tonight with the waitress. Yeah, I'm not going to do the what is that? The Ginger Avenger. I want to close it out with somebody saying something really, really nice about our Megan. So where is that one? I just saw it too. The one who said that Megan was really nice. Of course, everybody says that except for the tabloid media. Where is that? Huh. Good night, everyone. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Now, you know what? I just saw that and now I don't see it. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my heart could tell. Just like the old time novels, like the kind that the drugstore sells. And when you reach the part, I don't see it. Lord, maybe I don't have it, and I thought it was here. Oh well, I guess it's gonna be the Ginger Avenger. Yeah, because I can't remember the title. So if I don't scroll through it, I don't think I'll find it. Well, I'll try to have it tomorrow. Don't remember the title. Hmm. Oh well. Oh, by the way, did you guys see that Aretha Franklin's children are going to court over that handwritten will? I think after Aretha died, they found like 3 wills in the house. They are going to court, y'all. Huh, that is so weird. I don't see it. And I know I just saw it. Oh, man. What if I just type Megan? Let me see what happens. Oh, there it is. Wait, is it? Yes. No, that's not it. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Good night, y'all. Get some rest. Get some rest. I am done. I'm just looking for something. Mm. Oh, you know what I thought was it was not. Oh, there it is. There it is. The Megan PDR. Remember that Megan PDR? I found what I was looking for. I found what I was looking for. Okay, so you guys, when you see our queens, you know we are at the end of our day. And also, let me see here. Our last word for today is, oh, you like the Jill Scott national anthem? Oh, she put them on blast with that, didn't she? I live. Wait, Connie's here. Where's Connie? I didn't see Connie. Is she? I didn't see her. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see Connie. Oh well. Yes, I did. I did. I did. I listened to it. I don't know if I heard the entire thing, but I think I heard enough of it. I think I've heard enough of it though. Yeah, people are very upset. Yeah, okay, so where is Connie? I don't see Connie here. I know how to find her though. Connie Balmer! Hey, Connie Balmer. When I say that, usually that means she's here, but I don't see her. Oh well. Okay, so with that, you guys, I am going to play that video from a Megan sighting. Megan's not in the video, but anyway, you guys, thank you all so much for being here. I really, really appreciate that you all stayed up or got up early or whatever, or interrupted your nap, your beauty sleep. But thank you so much. And thank you, moderators, for keeping us a safe space. Thank you all for your contributions, even if you have only been able to chat or if you're just listening somewhere and hitting the like button. Everything is appreciated. And I'm very grateful. And let's look forward to Royal Sussex 35,000 subscribers, over 1,100 videos, right? And almost 35,000 subscribers. We're almost there. We are almost there. Wow. Okay. Yeah, just 116 subscribers away from 3,500 3,500. 3,500. Okay. And wait. How many views? 20 million views. 20,230. Wait, 20,002,353 views so far. That's how many times people have viewed Royal Sussex. Over 20 million times. That just really, really shocks me. 20 million views. And not because of the short videos, because of the long videos. How about that? Let me see. Libby says, alternative facts, Baron. They see what we don't see. They feel what we don't feel. They are so off. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They make up stuff. Just like Camilla Tominey, they just make up stuff. Like that lady say, some of the fibs you told, you always just make up stuff. But she ain't the only one. There's other people that make up stuff. Okay, so I'm going to play that video before I lose it. And I will see you all tomorrow. Oh, yeah, last word. Sleep. Wait, there it is. Danielle says, sleep tight, y'all. That's our last word of the day. I know it was something I couldn't remember. Okay, and with that, here goes.
Have to walk through the restaurant to get to the PDR. So yes, everybody saw her, but that's where the PDR was. You had no choice. Once they were all in the PDR, the doors were closed. Directly outside the PDR was a la carte dining section. And in that section was her security detail, because you could see directly into the private dining room, so you could see who was going in and out. And also people from the restaurant group and other people we knew we could sit back there and trust, because they didn't give a shit Meghan Markle was here. I was originally supposed to be the main server, but the firm, I think, can't confirm that, but I think it was the firm. They wanted me to sign an NDA. I refused. And so I became the second, which means that I would just go into the room to help assist, serve, clear, if drinks need to be dropped off, wine poured, whatever. Every time I was in the room, everything that I heard, saw, experienced firsthand, she is lovely, respectful, kind, was just having dinner with her friends. That's it. Like any one of us. It's not newsworthy at all. I guess it's newsworthy because people have this preconceived notion about her. Nothing that I experienced was like that with her. She was great. Always please and thank you. Always eye contact. Always engaging. Having a really great time with her friends in this private room. So she had no excuse to be anything other than herself, because she was now in a safe environment. And so I saw, in my opinion, what I feel was the real Meghan. She was just alone with her friends. And I was a bit of a fly on the wall, and I thought she was fantastic. The night ended, she left, she said goodbye to all of us. I did say to my colleague after, everything was said and done, what did you think of her? Since he was the main person in the room and he spent a significant amount of time in there. He said to me, Krista, I gotta tell you, she's one of the nicest human beings I have ever met in my life. Not celebrity, not civilian, doesn't matter. Totally the nicest human I have ever met in my life. He couldn't stop raging about her. So maybe everybody needs to back off a little bit and give her a little bit of grace, because she's really lovely.